We're ready for some more. Are you? Some more practice? Let's start some practice first. We're going to change decimals to percentages, but first, some more practice. So, quick review. Changing a percentage, something percent, to a decimal. You know how to do that. Anything to change to decimals, you always divide by 100. So when you divide by 100, you go back 2 steps, 1, 2, and it's 0.47. This should come to you quite easily now. What about this one? 4.7% is what in decimal? Quick, you tell me. Yes, you'll divide this by 100 too, right? So if you divide it by 100, this decimal point goes to, and what's the answer? 0.047. Very good. Excellent. And what about the answer to this one? 470%. If you want to change it to decimal. Common sense says 400% means 4. 100% is 1. 200% is 2 whole, and so on. And 70%, of course, is 0.7. But even otherwise, if you change it, all you got to do is move this 2 decimal places back, and there's your answer. So that's a slow version. If you want to do a fast version, give me the answer right there. 47%, what's the answer? 0.47. Very good. Okay, what's the answer to 4.7% is what in decimal? 0.047. Okay, 470% is what in decimal? Very good, 4.7. That's right. Excellent. We got that. Now change decimal to percentage means you go backwards. So obviously you simply have to do the usual thing. Multiply by 100%. Decimal is a fraction, remember. And to change a fraction to a percentage, all you do is multiply by 100%. So if you're given a decimal, like 0.47, well, multiply it by 100%. And so that's the same as this. This is percent. So 47 over 100, or 47 out of 100, which means 47%. So the answer comes to the same thing as with any other fraction. Whether it's a decimal fraction, or it's a regular fraction, to change to percentage, just multiply by 100%. Simple as that. So the percent goes over there, and if you multiply this by 100, it's 47. There you go. 0.047. You want to change it to percent, multiply it by 100%. This percent goes over there, it's shown there, and so just multiply these two, and it's 4.7%. This one here, 4.7. You want to multiply it by 100? Sure. This percent goes over there, and so 470. 470%. So it's quite straightforward. The rule is whether you have a fraction, a decimal one or a regular one, if you want to change it to a percentage, just multiply by 100. That's all you have to do. So fraction is in this form, something over something. Decimal is in this form, something point something. And of course the percentage you'll have to write what the answer is by simply multiplying either of the two by 100%. So 3/8, we'll multiply it by 100%. So what do? Find the answer to this. It comes to 75 over 2%, which is 37.5%. There you go. What about if it's in a decimal form, like 0.38 divided by, multiplied by 100%? So this goes 1, 2 forwards, and so you got 38%. So 0.38 is, of course, 38%. Straightforward. And if it's 3.38, 3 we know is 300. So just add the 3 here. It becomes 338%. That makes it very easy, percentages, when you compare, as you saw in the previous video. So the grades in math, Grades in language, grades in science. You got it in 3 different ways. Here it's in fractions, here it's in percentage, and here it's in decimals. Well, okay, it's the best thing to do would be to change it all to percentage. So multiply this by 100, and you get 68% there. Multiply this by 100, and you'll get 66.2%. By 100, I meant 100% and 100%. So that 68% is the answer, and 66.2%. Now it's easy to compare. It's like comparing apples and apples and apples, not apples and oranges. They're all in percent, all standardized, easy to tell who's got the highest. Obviously, this is the highest, and language is the weakest. So we'll stop right here and take a breath. Just take a little break and continue to part 2. So don't go away. We'll be right back and we'll get back to part 2. So keep the part 2 video ready. You're going to use it right now. So until then, I'll see you around. Bye-bye.